Hey everybody, it's My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Welcome to the January 7th edition, 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm going to just look at a couple things today, try to keep it around 10 minutes. And so let's just jump right in to the Orchid Collection. If I look over here, we have Mormodia Jumbo World. Flowers have really, a lot of them fallen off here. I pollinated this plant back in December with pollen from Clowesia Rebecca Northen, and I've never had a pod to actually take on this plant. I've tried lots of pollinations over the years and nothing's ever worked. This is the furthest I've ever gotten, so I'm actually pretty impressed and wondering if that's actually going to take. If that seed actually does prove to be viable and germinate, and I'm actually able to get new plants, then that will be a new hybrid. And the going name right now would be Rebecca's World, since Rebecca Northen Jumbo World. So that's exciting. A couple weeks ago I was talking about this big plant. This is actually two Cattleya Rex plants in the same pot. And I said that they were, no matter how much I watered it, it was kind of wrinkly. And so a lot of people responded and said, yes, clay will actually dehydrate plants. And since my humidity is actually quite low much of the time, right now it's 32% because I have the door open here, it's possible that clay is sucking moisture out of the roots of that plant. So what did I do? I threw some medium in there. I threw some bark. And this week it looks better. I'll be honest, it looks better. So I'm gonna just I have to be really careful because I do not want the roots to stay too wet because then they'll start to rot and then I've got other problems. But I'm gonna see how that works. I actually put a little bit of medium in with all my Rexes, so plants that used to just be in granite rock, I have added a little bit of medium along the top there just to give them maybe a little bit more moisture retention. And speaking of the Rexes, really exciting. The Rex season has officially begun with new growth. So you can see new growth here poking out. And that's happened on 2 or 3 other Rexes as well. So we're looking at, usually takes 3 to 4 months for a plant to go from that tiny little growing bud to a blooming sized growth with flowers opening. So that would put us about April or so for flowers. So that would be great. Super excited about that. I'm really happy about my Bulbophyllum Lovely Elizabeth. I repotted it a few months ago, and the newest leaf is quite a bit bigger than the previous 2, so that is always a good sign. New leaf is bigger, means plant is pretty happy. I'm also happy with these Cattleya seedlings. These are from Christofferson. This is Cattleya purpurata, and this one is Pulcherima. You can see both of them have new growths that look really nice, big and chunky. And got these in granite rock with seedling bark at the top as well. So hoping for big, beautiful plants one day. Still seedlings, but they're in that intermediate stage where it's going to be, not too long from now, they're going to be able to bloom. A couple years. Cattleya hardiana also gaining some size here. Looking forward to seeing blooms on this. I don't think this is going to be a blooming size growth, but maybe 2 to 3 growths away from a bloom. That's really exciting as well. Some of my Rex seedlings, these were from Peru Flora. I got these in May of 2021. So in May of 2023, they'll be 2 years from Flask and starting to put on some really nice chunky new growth. Pretty exciting. Still several years from blooming, but just happy that they're growing well and really starting to get some size on them. I've said several times, but I just want to emphasize just how tough my Cattleya seedlings are. So this is from a cross that I've made of Cattleya Inti by Kia. I made this cross in 2019, and it's the two strongest growing Rexes out of my collection. And you can see I just glued it to this piece of bark. It's a cork bark. And you can see lots of little green root tips have already kind of made their way down into the crevice there. And you can even see a new little growth popping out the bottom there. And this just gets misted. The roots get soaked 2 or 3 times a week. And it's doing fine. After a few years, it's going to look like that. So that's, if you're not sure how to deal with seedlings, this is one way. Another way, of course, you can put them in a big compost like this. They need regular moisture, but no danger of them rotting or getting too wet in this. I also put them in smaller pots here, and then when we get a little bit bigger, add some medium to the pot. And I've had pretty good luck. My seedlings, for the most part, do pretty well. I have lost some due to overwatering, but if I can get hold of myself and not water until they're dry, then they seem to do pretty well. My Catasetum-types have all been repotted into larger pots. You can see there's still some leaves left, but I am done watering for the season. I'm just waiting for the leaves to come off, but they are in pure sphagnum and then a little layer of granite rock at the bottom for a little bit of air, but otherwise leafless and hanging out until probably April or May, when they have got new roots and new growth. Right next to it we've got Dendrochilum tenellum. You can see that it has all these little caterpillary looking spikes coming out of the leaves, and these have been on there for a good month, over a month. Slowly but surely they're getting to the point where they're going to bloom. Little flowers will come out all along the length of this little guy, so it should be really nice. Just a spray of little white flowers all over the thing. I've had this guy for 3 years or so, and it's never bloomed, so I'm really excited to see it finally bloom. Bulbophyllum medusae, this is the white variety. I had it in a smaller pot. I think that might be a 5-inch down there, and it was starting to put growths over the edge and kind of spider out. So what I did was I just put the whole pot into a bigger plastic pot, just to kind of control the growth a little bit. It's been dormant for about 2 months. It bloomed on November 12th or so. So once that bloom was spent, it has not done anything for the past 2 months, but it is starting to grow again. We've got some new growth poking out. You can't really see it very well, but I'll have to repot this thing eventually, but I bet I could get 1 or 2 more years out of it just like this, with that high wall kicking up here and keeping the plant a little bit more under control so that it doesn't spread out everywhere. Alright, that's my update for today. Thanks for stopping by. Hope your plants are doing well. And I'll see you next time right here in My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Take care.